How do you feel physically as you go
Good.
into the spring?
Good. Missed this. I really did. And first day, I was telling Drew we were driving back. I'm like, it's crazy how much you miss this. Just like the little things, like the play catch, the being around the guys, the working out, and just enjoying the game again.
Talking with Kyle and with Eric and Cashy, they've talked about just how much more competent you've gotten with your stuff and continuing that rehab process. Can you just take us through what it's gotten for you to get to this point now?
Yeah, it's to put it candidly, it sucked. It was a long process, and still healing a little bit. And nerves are just, unfortunately, they're just nerves. They're weird. They take time, and nothing you can really do. And so, this entire process has, it's tested me mentally, it's tested me physically, emotionally, and I'm glad to kind of turn that corner and have that end goal, that finish line in sight. And so I'm excited to be here and be talking to you guys right now.
With being not just one but two, I mean, does that give you extra motivation coming here, crush this spring, and just get start?
I don't think it gives me so much motivation, I'd say, to come in and crush spring training, but it gives me a better appreciation for what I've missed. And I missed the little things, being in the clubhouse with the guys, and the bus rides to the fields, and the plane rides. And it's like, you obviously miss playing, but you don't realize, I think, until you get it taken away from you, how special this atmosphere is. And so I think I have a better appreciation as a player, as a teammate, competitor, for what I've kind of gone through, what I've missed. And so I'm excited. I'm ready to turn this chapter of my life. Just flip the page, man. I'm ready.
What was the hardest part of the last 2 years, just going through injury after injury?
Well, sure. It's funny. It's not. I guess it's funny in hindsight, where it's almost it's just. It is what it is, and I got through the Tommy John and had a good off season, and then came into camp feeling pretty good, ready to go, and ultimately, freak things just happen sometimes, and how am I supposed to control a nerve? The getting caught up in something, and it's. I'm sorry.
You're good. Just what was the hardest part of the last 2 years?
Yeah,
just being away from the
well, I mean, not being able to use my fingers for a couple months kind of sucked, to be honest with you. That was weird. That was a really, really challenging time where it's you can't feel anything, you can't move your fingers, you can't grab anything, and so to kind of be here less than a year later, and I'm pretty excited that I'm throwing baseballs.
And how long did that last, and how long did it take you to get to the point where you felt
Sure.
like you
Well, to be honest with you, it took about a month and a half for me to just move my middle finger, and which is really weird. I have to say, I have a really good appreciation for just normal daily life now, to be completely honest with you. And throwing before surgery, it's weird to try and grip a baseball. You can't really feel it. And so I have a really, really good appreciation now for knowing where the ball's going. And I'm sure my catchers do too. So.
Is it relatively normal off season as far?
Oh yeah, completely normal off season, normal build up, normal off season, and normal spring training. Just a little bit longer of an on ramp, I guess, per se. Kyle's been calling it, and so it's going to be a lot of fun.
The fans were enjoying watching you on the mound those couple years. Are they going to see the same pitcher? Are you going to look different? What are they going to see out of you here this year?
I mean, they're going to see me on the mound, which is different than the last 2 years. But no, I think they're going to still see that same guy that, loves this community, loves this team, and loves to win. But I also think they're going to see his side of me that maybe they haven't seen a little bit, maybe a little bit more professional, a little bit more, I don't know, emotionally put together. Last few years have been quite challenging on me as a person, with these injuries and some family matters. And so, I feel like a bit more of a complete player and need to grow up a little bit. And so I'm pretty proud of that evolution as I've had as a player.
What are you kind of focusing on this spring to kind of build back to the guy that you were before the injuries?
Feeling good.
Shane, what did you learn about yourself through that whole process, through everything? I mean, even going back to the Tommy John stuff.
I learned how important this game is. And to be honest with you, too, I learned how to, find happiness in everyday life aside from the baseball field. And I think that's one thing I'm pretty proud of is I kind of got rid of that, identity is, I'm a baseball player. That's all I am. That's all I do. And, really challenging for 2 years to not have that. And so I told myself, you can either sit here, be pissy and hate your life, or you can find the positive each day. And it's kind of what my dad would want. And so, I'm going to try and make him proud.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Shane.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys.